Oh, hey everyone. Hi, Christina. I gotta adjust the camera real quick. Try to get it not upside down for you guys. Hold on. Lots of technical difficulties all day today for you guys. All day. Trying to rotate the screen real quick because it is upside down. There we go. It has been a day for me and computers. Let me see if I can get the audio a little bit better. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Hi. There's ever been a day that I shouldn't be around computers, it is today. First, everything with my phone earlier, and then my laptop decided to give out, and then had to fix that. And it's just been one thing after another. So, as you guys can see, I have this lovely shiny thing right here. It's actually for my car. I was so excited to get it in. It was a 12 by 12. And this was, I believe, I have to see where I got this one from because I was looking at Vistaprint, I was looking at Sticker Mule, and I was comparing prices. Now I can't remember which one. Yes, Christina, wine, wine, wine. I'm going to wine, wine, wine. All right. Oh, come here. Up. Gizmo keeps poking me, so he wants to come say hi to you guys. Say hi. They're up above. Hold on. Who's that? Who are they? What's up there? Who are they? Artistically random, spicy, Monica, Nancy, Tammy. Oh my god. Got a lot of people today. Well, only 15, but still, comparatively. But yeah, let me get the link for you guys and I'll post it below if you guys want to order um, stickers or window clings for your cars, for your own logos, everything else. This was mine and I was just excited to get it in and I wanted to share it with you. All right, so I have some other random stuff going on here. I got a bunch of little tiles that we can play with. Since it is coming up to summer, I want to stick with very summery tone things, and I was thinking playing with the succulent designs that we're going to be doing on some other paintings tonight. Thought maybe I could do some on these little tiles. Oh, is that blurry? Is that screen blurry? I think it's blurry. Yeah. So it might be a little bit too bright for my phone. Let's see if that fixes anything. All right, is that better? Does that look better for you guys? Everyone says hi, Gizzy. Everyone says hi. I'm like, yeah, let me choose a day to go live when nothing wants to work for me. But I wanted to start off with this guy because there's this whole section down the center that I just didn't care for. And I wanted to tape it off just to show you guys the area that we are going to be working on and embellishing on. I have kind of an idea. I love the way this whole area came out and this section came out. Didn't like this, so this is what we're going to play with. Now, I know a lot of people, whenever they go to do embellishments, they're like, well, they don't know where to place it, they don't know where to put it, whatever they want to do to it. Sometimes it's very clear to some of you, and sometimes you want to do an embellishment, you want to add something. So that's kind of what we're doing today, is we're picking an area on a painting that we're not in love with. I like to tape it off so it gives me a clear area to work with. Way I can see this kind of funnel shape going right here. Could be a bouquet of flowers, could be who knows what. Oh, I'm loving the way these are coming out, so I'm definitely gonna be doing more of these for you guys. We're definitely gonna play with different colors. I have some other ideas for them, which include multiple syringes and different colors. I keep looking at my screen and I didn't realize my computer was lagging. And so I was like, oh, I thought I set it up where there was like no lag, but still wanted to lag. Oh my god. Yeah, this was kind of like a random thing. I talked to Christina. She's like, you should do it live. And I was like, okay. And I didn't give anybody a heads up. I think I posted something like 30 minutes ago on my Facebook, and that was it. Oh, but other things we're doing tonight. So I have the little tiles from the Valentine's Day that we can play with. And then a while ago, I made that little rainbow balloon smash. And it was going to end up going somewhere, and I was prepping it for that, and stuff happened, so it's no longer going to that person. So we are going to continue to add onto these. I want to like just play with like that really kitschy indie kind of vibe going on nowadays with like the cactus and the dinosaurs and all the fun colors. So I want to do tiny little succulents right across here. Keep it simple. Might do some line work, quick and easy. How about we do that first? That's going to be something we can knock out right away. And I also got a lot of new, well, not a lot, but some colors I was missing out of my collection for paint pens, and they came in today. Two of which are Liquitex greens. One is fluorescent green, and the other is, oh, what was this called? Oh, this one's Liquitex Hooker's Green, which I swatched out about right there. I don't know if you guys can see that little green spot. That was the Hooker's Green, and that was the fluorescent green. And then I got 3 other pens, all the acrylic PBO. So you guys have watched me use a lot of the oil-based PBO pens in the past, and I finally ordered some of their acrylics, so we'll get to test those out tonight. After you made a comment, Monica, I was like, yeah, I gotta switch it up because having all the pens thrown together in like a little container was a pain to find anything. So I organized it for you guys. Succulent deficient. Hello, Miss Bright Blue Eyes. All right, so let's get started. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in just a smidge. If it'll let me zoom on a live, will it? Will it let me? Yes. Okay. Lots of glares tonight on everything. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna play with just the succulents on this. Make it simple. Stay with that very like Instagram indie kind of vibe. I'm sure you guys have all seen it on Pinterest and Instagram and everything. I want to start off, we're going to add some lines, and I'm just going to use this level to come in right along the edge, and then we're just going to lightly, maybe, no, it's too thick. Oh, well, but on this side it's not. And I want that to be in white. Or maybe silver. Yeah, silver. So I'm kind of trying to pay attention to the screen and work at the same time. So I have quite a few mods on here tonight. I see a lot of blue. So if you guys have any questions, I know Christina knows most of the markers and everything. She's been playing around with the markers a lot. So if you have questions, I know she can jump on top of it. And then Artistically Random's here, Monica. I'm sure a lot of you have used pens before, the paint pens. So this one is going to be the Winsor & Newton metallic and silver. And I'm just going to come in and we're going to about here. I'm going to draw just a line. Then we're going to go skip that dinosaur and then come down and continue down just a little bit more. Ooh, it's very, very faint, isn't that? Hold on. Might need to pick another color other than silver for you guys. Or make the lines a little bit thicker. Nope, hi guys. I wonder if I can't get, because I have my laptop in here, if I can open up a second window and get some music on for you guys. It's so quiet. Give me 1 second. I'm seeing if I can't pull up that music for creators playlist on YouTube for you. I'm right here. I'm still right here. And I always get thumbs down. I don't know who does it, but someone always comes in and thumbs down every single of my videos. One of my friends actually pointed it out to me. So it's not actually to let me open up a second window to play music for you guys. And I don't trust Alexa. So. Sorry, I'm not sure about that. Lots of technical difficulties over here. Okay, I give up. I give up on the computer. I think I like the simplicity of that silver line, so let's get back to adding our lines. So something you guys can always do is go on Instagram, go on Pinterest, look up like interior design kind of stuff. I love the rest of it, but if you look at interior design, you'll see a lot of like the trending themes out there. And you can always come in and if you're looking to sell, base some of your paintings off of the interior design. If it's a trending like design or fashion and you create a painting based off of that, it's a lot more likely you're going to sell it because people like to jump all over those little trends and design their apartments or homes based off of them. So just keep that in mind for all of you creating art to sell. I know it's kind of going against like the grain of an artist where you create what you love, but in a pinch for some money, it's just a thought. What do you guys think of the lines? Kind of helps encase it a little bit more, frames it out a bit. It's kind of fun the way the dinosaurs are going over it, so it makes it look like they're coming a little bit forward. So let me kind of buckle down, get the rest of these done real quick for you guys. And then we can jump into adding the succulents and just something for all of you to remember about thumbs up and thumbs down. Don't stress about that if you have a channel. So the YouTube algorithm doesn't actually know the difference between a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Instead, it's viewing it as engagement on your video. So if you get a ton of thumbs up and a ton of thumbs down, you know, like it doesn't know the difference. It just says, hey, people are like interested in enough to actually react. So either one is actually good for your channel. So don't stress about it. Smile and shrug it off. No matter how many anti-bullying campaigns are out there, there's always a bully out there. Sometimes it's the people who preach about anti-bullying. But all right, so we got our fun little lines down. Now for the fun part. Oh, Maria, have you tried your Ohuhu markers that you won? Christina. Hi, Kathy. And Darnell. I didn't see Darnell. Hi, Allegra. As long as I never have to see them again after today, Allegra, I don't care where they go. Dun dun dun. The bitterness starts. What? It's a flat line, Monica. I use what's around me. And I wasn't really prepped and prepared, so I don't have a ruler to actually do this, but all right, so let's jump in and add some little cactus in here. I'm gonna do a taller one right here. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do like 2 coats of this Liquitex because when I was swatching it out, it was pretty opaque. I noticed a lot if you guys get any of these paint markers, the brighter the color, like in lumens and everything, like fluorescent colors, higher chromas, they're usually a little bit more transparent. So you usually have to come back and do a second or third coat just to make them a little bit more opaque. Just keep that in mind if you're looking at paint pens and you see bright fluorescent colors or neon colors or color shift kind of colors, they're going to come out a lot more transparent. I don't know who keeps texting me, but I'll have to get it after. I love it when you tell somebody that you have to use your phone to film. They still send you 1,000 messages. Little cactus there, and then I want to add a little tiny spiky one right in here. Gotta layer it up. So we're just getting that green base right now because it's drying a little bit slower. Not this time. Green. Yes, Monica, I'm using green. Which you should recognize this color right here. This green that was in this one. That's the one Monica Tiamoni sent me. The Deco Art Festive Green. And I even marked it Monica Tiamoni. Limited edition. Ellie. Alright, so let's get another spiky little one down here. They're gonna be comparative to a dinosaur, they probably wouldn't even be this big, but I don't care. It's fun and festive. That's all I care about. And then maybe right here and a taller one. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like having like the one tall one over there. So we're just going to do another spiky one down here. And then I'm going to be adding them into little pots. So that's why I'm doing them a little bit higher up. So we will be adding something below them. Far back in the Rainbow Desert. This is what the desert looks like when you're dehydrated. It becomes rainbow and blurry. Just kidding. Not that I know, not that I live in the desert or anything. I know there's no music. So I tried opening up two tabs. And I don't know if Spotify has a like a music for creators, royalty free music, but nope, we are sticking with Silent Night because that one live that I had Alexa play royalty free got marked for. No, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. How dare you? Christina wanted to get revenge on me by sending me one because I would always have hers go off over and over again with random songs. And now she just talks all the time. She appears out of nowhere and plays the most random things sometimes. So, Christina, you win. I'll admit it. I admit defeat. Good. If anybody has one, go throw yours on and listen to some music. I am going to intentionally go and download as much royalty free music as I can onto my laptop. That way I can just go and click and have it run through for you guys. So yeah, I love this Hooker's Green in the Liquitex. Such a pretty and opaque color. I don't know if you can see how dark that's coming out, but it comes out rich right off the bat. Fluorescent, and it's a fun highlight, but it doesn't do well over colors, so you have to use it as a base and then try to darken it up and shadow it up from there. Just another tip for anybody going to get paint markers. So let's... Oh, that was the other color I wanted to get and I didn't order. I should have ordered. Oh well. I wanted like a very pastel pink that they had. This really pretty salmony pink color. But the closest we're gonna get is Ohuhu. Hello, Ohuhu. Where's Allie when I need her to make fun of it? Let's see. So, one of my favorite little succulents out there are the ones that have like those little pink salmony tips that fade into the green. So I'm going to try to mimic that and add some pink into this guy and maybe onto this one. Because I don't think it's going to show up very well on some of the others. And we'll come in with some black and highlight that a little bit more. Alright, so the next fun color we are going to use is the PBO acrylic. This is the first time using this on paint. Let's see how well it does when covering up. Yay! So, just as I was hoping, I was looking at the images and I was looking for like a terracotta, and the PBO, what is this? Yeah, the burnt sienna. It's not as orange as some burnt siennas out there. It comes off more terracotta than anything. So anybody looking for a terracotta color, this would be the pen to get. Just throwing them into little tiny pots. Yay! They have a home. They're not just floating in the sky anymore. like I said, we're keeping this one simple, so we're almost done with these three. Just got to add some detail now using the PBO and Precious Black acrylic marker paint pen. Anybody hear like the little stampede behind me? That's Gizmo. What are you doing, Giz? Huh? Hi. Yeah, so for the longest time, I've just been like going through Instagram and always getting inspired by a lot of the stuff. And then all of a sudden, just started looking all the same. This kind of vibe, the cactus, the geometrics, the triangles, the random triangles they would add, the just that like kitschy indie kind of vibe. And then Instagram just started looking like this. Everything was this. And when you live in a place full of cactus and succulents, it was like, really? Same with Bruce. All the seashells and the nautical stuff, which continues to pop back up. I think, what is it? Every 50 years, fashion repeats itself. Now, if you look at modern fashion today, they're actually starting to go 100 years ago to the 1920s. And they're starting to bring in a lot of the styles of the 1920s. Dinosaurs in Arizona. We actually have a lot of like really cool places out here locally that you can go and see where they discovered like woolly mammoth bones and all these other like dinosaur bones and this whole like archaeological site. And one's only like 20 minutes for not even 20 minutes. I think it's like 11-minute drive from where I'm at. And it's like it's kind of cool if you're into that. And you can walk around and see the dig site and everything. And of course the bones and everything aren't there anymore, but here we are. Let me bring each one up for you guys so you can see. Simple silhouettes, the silver lines, and the little succulents. Geometrics, the silhouettes, the dinosaurs. It's a hipster's dream right there. Okay, so we're all done with those. Does Alan want these for his office? So you can see all the little dinosaurs. What are we going to work on next? Oh, let me go check. We're going to work on this one. If you guys were watching when I was out in North Carolina, this was the resin pour that I did with Christina, and it ended up like tilting over and all ran off the one side. But I kind of like it that way because when I saw this, I immediately saw something in this area, and we're going to play with that. But let me go grab something that should be dry by now. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, so it's dry enough. We'll come back to that in a second. You guys probably saw a little bit of this on this corner. So you probably already know me. Let's see. It's going to give me a chance to play with some of the large happy markers. Grab some of these because we will need those colors. That and definitely going to be using the Hooker's green again. Some of that sienna and the blue. So sticking with the very similar tone that's going on in the painting already, those are the colors we are going to be using today. Wait, who's cringing? What happened? I'm missing something. I just heard Christina say she's cringing. So you don't want to see this resin get embellished? Should I just do it on my own time and then show you afterwards what it looks like? Are you sure? Because I can hold off. I can hold off on doing this. Christina's like, no. Nate, hands on the painting. Okay, okay. Let me just pull up one thing real quick. So my computer's freezing up, so give me 1 second, guys. Talk amongst yourselves, as always. It's a Nike commercial. Oh yeah, Christina has the fish that came from this painting. Well, do you want me to tell you guys my idea first and see if you guys want me to continue with it? Or do you want me just to dive in and do it and be surprised at the end? All right. Well, here we go. We're gonna start off with the lime green. There's no going back after I apply it. And we're jumping in. The moment I look over and everyone's like, no, I changed my mind. So I know I said it on the last video about these markers, but for some reason, these really jumbo-sized neon markers, they smell like some really sweet mint. It's the weirdest thing. I think I only use them on lives too, because I'm like, I'll figure something else out when it comes to me painting on my own. But for the lives, they're just easier and they cover more space quickly. Just coming in and getting this lime green down. Again, using it as a base color. Now as that's drying, I'm gonna try to catch up on some of these comments real quick. This one I can, Maria. The Liquitex It's easy to clean off. If I apply this one, then no. And if I apply some, which one is it? I think that's the only one that I can't clean off with alcohol. Yeah, but it's resin. I can easily lightly resin it or sand it down and then re-resin it. Ta-da! I'm waiting for this to dry real quick because I put on like a little bit thicker of a layer. So I just love the way this kind of looked like waves. And we're going to come in with some gold to mimic this real quick. Let's grab that one. Because that kind of looked like the beachy sand. And we'll build up some rocks and leave green area like trees. And then add a little line right here for the horizon. Even though it just makes this look like a stormy day, like the sky. Like a stormy, oceany day. I should add lightning. And there goes Monica and that song. I know, everyone stopped like texting and everything. I'm gonna go read what you guys were saying, and I was like, oh, no one said anything in like 5 minutes. Sorry, my lives are so boring, you guys. That's why I bring like Christina and Artistically Random and all of you here so you guys can entertain each other. Don't have to rely on me to be so boring. Just kidding. Oh my god, Christina. Do you hate it that much so far? Nope, nope. Christina ruined it. Everyone blame her. I gotta stop. Let's see. I just had an area that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna add this and it's gonna be cool. And then I look back and I was like, what was he doing? What was he doing? How comforting. That's why I need to find somebody to come do lives with me again. They can bug you guys. Right now, I am just sketching out roughly where I want everything to be, because I didn't want it just to be like a flat beach or like going straight into like a foresty area. I wanted like the cliffs. I wanted the texture. So we're just adding where the cliffs are going to be, little height coming in here. So we'll have green in here, 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 here. And then this is going to be more like rocky, stony kind of color. And we're going to leave it right here, so it would be a cliffhanger. Just kidding. Bad joke. And that's all going to be green. And this will be some fun rocky area. And then just forest down here. It'll kind of flatten out. It's kind of rough in this area, building up. Rocky area right there. And this is just going to be greenery. So we're going to keep the focus right in this area with the rocks and everything. So we got our, we're going to come back to that color in a minute. I'll avoid using this one, even though I think it would look really cool. Let's see, what other colors do I have? That's another color I want to get in a paint pen, is like a sandy color. Now this is going to be a little tedious, so I apologize, but we are stippling. Just getting some of that foresty, patchy kind of thing going on in here. Next time I can afford it, I'm definitely getting like the jumbo size in some of these colors. Whew. It's gonna take a hot minute. Let's add some right in here. Oh, do I have like a yellow? No, I don't have yellow. I just have gold, and they're all very similar to each other. Oh wait, I do have yellow. It's the giant minty yellow. Yeah. Yeah, no time lapse. You guys get to see stippling at its best. Nice and slow and drawn out, the way stippling was meant to be. Right, so I'm just gonna come in and throw some yellow up and over in some of these areas. Our fun highlight color. Now this time you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to stress about it looking amazing, because when you come back with the darker color, that's when you can come in and kind of define and tone down this yellow. All we're doing is adding highlights. Pretty highlights. Oh, it's all still wet. So we're gonna come in and work on this area down here while that dries. I really wish I had music for you guys. Two times the speed. So even Giz smells this like these weird Liquitex paints. They have like a very like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a minty tone to them, but it's like a candy kind of those marshmallow minty ones. Not the chunk ones, but like the actual marshmallow texture mint. That's what they smell like. I know all you hear is the knocking. Sorry, guys. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Christina, because it needs some of this teal. Not a lot. Just adding a little bit. Especially to some of these darker areas. And I feel like it needs. Which one to use? We're going to come in with the Office Mate in black. And right along these areas behind the cliff, anywhere that is going to be extra shadowy, I'm just going to come in with the black. Sorry about Giz. He's running around playing with his toy. What? Do you got your gorilla, Giz? Do you got your giant gorilla? Even Gizmo's bored. I am so sorry, guys. I should have picked something that wasn't stippling. Good times. Let me do a live and let me stipple on a live because, you know, everyone loves watching stippling. It's the best thing in the world. Are you kidding me? Every time my professor, when I was in school, would say, okay, we're going to do a stippling project, I cringed. I was like, nope. I suddenly feel sick and I have to go home. I hated stippling. I hated it so much. Because there's no such thing as a day project of doing a complete painting and stippling. It always takes like a week to finish one project because we weren't allowed to use lines. We weren't allowed to define anything. They all had to be stippled out. We are learning to keep stippling. But I do have to give stippling its texture and its overall look, because when it comes to certain things, certain paintings, you can try to brush them out all you want. You can try to use other techniques. They don't give you that fluffy detail, especially when it's like trees and leaves and you're trying to create that foliage. All right, so here's the part I was talking about, is defining this area and coming in and toning down the yellow so it starts to create that really fun highlight. And with the black and the teal in here, they create some of the lowlights. So it starts to layer and just create that really fun overall look. Next time I decide to do something stippling, I'm going to have 2 of them. One's already going to be done. So I can come in and be like, okay, let's finish the rest. The stippling's done for you guys. Like they do in all those infomercials. Now that I show you how to bake a cake, let me pull out the baked cake and we can actually decorate it. Anybody wants a good arm workout? This is one. This isn't actually an art channel. This is an exercise channel. Let's work our arms. Let's exhaust ourselves. Let's do this in the middle of the night so we can go to bed early. But you can see like the fun texture showing up. Oh, that area is not dry yet. Oh well. See if we can lightly go over that yellow because it is still wet. Almost there. We're halfway done. Yay! With the stippling, I mean. I don't know. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, should I come back to this one later? Should this be another video or finish it for you guys? That way we can do some other quick embellishing stuff. Oh, yes, April. So I'm using all paint pens except for the Winsor and Newton. Winsor and Newton are the only ones that I'm using. They're metallic, basic metallic markers, but they're opaque and they write on practically anything. So it's easy to come in and go over paint, resin, anything with these metallic since they are very opaque. The rest of them are paint pens though. A mix of Liquitex, we have Office Mate, and PBO are the 3 brands we are using today. And Ohuhu, I think I used an Ohuhu marker earlier. But if you have markers, that's a good thing to bring up. If you guys do have markers, swatch them out. Get a piece of like a paint skin, leftover paint skin that you don't like, and grab some of your markers and just swatch them out over that paint skin. See what like stays, see what's opaque, see what isn't. Then you can put them aside and then have those to use down the line. I'm going to say 98% of the metallic markers out there have a very thick opaque finish, so they go very well on top of paint and resin. But I know there's like 1 or 2 brands out there that they're not very opaque, they're very transparent, but they're still metallic. So you just kind of have to swatch. This is your kind of video, Monica. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and stippling wins the race. There we go. It kind of reminds me of that, the dot mandalas. I've been seeing a lot of videos for them lately where people come in and they do all the dots for the mandalas. If you take your time, this can be very zen. It can be very relaxing. I'm in a hurry because I want to get this done. So, no zen moment for you guys, sorry. And I don't have yoga music playing in the background. Although I've been wanting to do one of those dot mandalas on something. Of course, I would time lapse it and throw in some nice zen music for you guys. One of these days I'll get there. If you guys are going to ever attempt stippling, just know that the closer you stipple, the closer the dots are, the more opaque they're going to be, and then the more wide, like sporadic and widespread, the lighter your stippling becomes, so you can add highlights and lowlights just on the amount of dots you add. Nope, wrong black. I wanted this one. I'm glad people are learning. I mean, but just like look at the texture that it creates. It's very fun. It's very like roughly like leaves. Don't be afraid to mix your colors. Right now I have a mix of these 5 just in here alone. The yellow, we did a base of the Liquitex fluorescent green. Then we came in and highlighted it with the yellow. We added some lowlights with the jumbo. I'm just gonna call this what, teal, peacock teal color. Then adding shadowing in with your black. Because it's way too bright and happy for a stormy island, tropical island. I'm leaving these spots right here because we're going to come back. We're going to use some gray, some black, and a little bit of the burnt sienna. And we're going to add the stony, rocky kind of look in there. But you just have to pick out your areas that you want. I wonder how Bob Ross would have approached stippling. Bob Ross is my bedtime story. He really is. I like putting his videos on at night and just like listening to him, watching him paint and everything, and just kind of relaxes you. If someone told Bob Ross to stipple, he probably would have thrown the canvas at them. I have a feeling. Or had a raccoon attack that person. Yeah, he used those big, fluffy, scruffy brushes to stipple instead. That one section is done at a time, and it was quick and easy. And since we're using paint pens today and not paint, it takes a little bit longer. Right, so I'm coming in with the black right now, and I'm just defining these areas a little bit and adding a little bit more shadow. Bob Ross is like me. We don't like techniques that take forever. I've always liked the quick and easy way out. I was like, okay, we're doing this and it's going to be quick and simple, and how can I achieve this using the tools that I have? So coming in and we're just adding the rest of the shadow real quick. It's going to make this a little bit quicker. I don't ever see like tropical island paintings in stormy weather. Every time I see a painting of like an island, it's always bright and sunny and blue and the palm trees and that perfect getaway, but you never see the stormy side of the island. I think they're just as beautiful as the sunshine happy day ones. over the last couple of months, I've also learned to embrace my stormy side. I think we all should learn to embrace a stormy side of ourselves. Not to say live like a storm, but just kind of embrace it, accept it, know that it's there and it exists. Like, yay, almost there. Just kidding. All right. Coming back with the Liquitex in Hooker's Green, and we're just toning all of this down now. So I need to learn how Michael does it on MKL. His channel, he records the videos, uploads them in like a live stream so people can like chat with him and still watch, and he can be in the chat with you guys and talk to you and answer questions. I think that would be so much easier. I mean, I'd still want to do lives where I can get everyone's input, and especially I think my next live is going to be about painting and just paint pouring. No embellishing on that next live. It's just going to be pouring paint. That way I can get colors and have you guys pick if there's any techniques you guys want to see me do that I haven't done yet, and we can do it on there. Oh, also, if anybody's watching this, or if anybody comes back and watches this, if you guys have like questions, I want to do a Q&A video. I'm going to be going through all my videos and pulling off all the questions in the comments. So if you guys have any questions that you really want answered, just go and leave them in the comments below after the video, and then I can do a Q&A video for you guys. And oh, trust me, Maria, I don't typically have the patience to do this either. You can ask Christina. I'm like, no. She watched me paint some stuff while I was there and embellish, and yeah, I like the easy way out typically. But today, so we need some of that. Gonna leave that black out. Let's put some of these other ones away so I can declutter for you guys. That one goes there, this one goes here. Try to find some rhyme and reason in all of this for you guys. See, I wanted to use some of this blue, but look at how like vibrant that blue is. Her OCD. You should see me like cooking and cleaning, Christina. I've always been like OCD. I have to put things away. I have to like as I use stuff, it has to go back to its home. It can't stay out. I can't stand clutter, especially like in the kitchen. And I'm like starting to like bring that in here while I paint. I'm like, I have so much space to work with for you guys, and it gets taken up and eaten up really quickly sometimes, especially with all the paint pens and when I do embellishing, or if I do like the drawing videos where I do like multimedia. Throwing in some blues real quick. Not a lot. Keeping this very light. Mainly using it as a break between that gold and the resin teal. Nate needs a Parage. Halfway between Tampa and Orlando. Oh yeah. So I'm just pulling, making little squiggles right in between as I come closer. Because when we add some white and some highlights in there for the crashing water, it'll start to make a lot more sense. And we're just going to pull some squiggles right down. No rhyme or reason to it. It's water. It does what it wants. Just like paint. You know what I haven't used in a while? The Hoo-Hoo in white. Remember the first time I used the Hoo-Hoo marker in the white and I watched it appear like magic? How it goes on crystal clear, and I was like, is it broken? Is it empty? What am I doing wrong? And then as it dried, it was like magic. All of a sudden, white. There were lines. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I must be doing something wrong. But no, it's just the magic of the white Ohuhu marker. Let it dry a little bit. It's also a guessing game when using it because you're like, I think I added it there, maybe. Then you have to wait for it to dry and then come back and try to figure out where you missed or where you want more. There we go. Trying to break up some of this Liquitex Antique Gold. So we're using the Winsor & Newton, and this one is in their gold, which is a little bit lighter. What did I want to use as a base? Let's revisit the Winsor & Newton silver. And all I'm doing is pulling down. creating streaks with the silver. We can come in to define it afterwards with the other colors, but you just want to create those long linear rock formations. As so. Then you can come back with your acrylic and burnt sienna. Redefine all this. Add some highlights, everything. And we'll come in with some black as well. Black I typically use at the very end, unless there's highlights like shiny white highlights and stuff, then that's the last part. But typically you come back and I do the liner with the black. It's coming back and toning down that silver now with more of the burnt sienna. I'm just creating those lines. Hopefully I can help teach you guys anything you guys have questions about, anything you guys, if you see artwork online that you really like and you want to learn how to do, I'm not going to brag or anything, but I typically know the techniques that they use or the styles they use, or I can tell you the medium, what it is, just by looking at it. So if you guys have questions or want to try to create your own version of that artwork, I can help you guys. I know a lot of you came to these channels for art pouring, and my channel, as you know, has been a little bit more try to keep it balanced with the paint pour and the embellishment, and trying to influence you guys to draw a little bit more or get into more of the fine arts with it and create something new and different. Not saying that there's anything wrong with paint pouring. I mean, it's an absolute beautiful, the way it finishes, and it's unique and it's pretty, but there's so many other things and so many more places you can take it and make it into something uniquely yours. So we have our burnt sienna down. Let's come in with the black. Same thing, you're just going to lightly pull to add that linear shadowing coming downwards. Since that goes a little bit further back, we're just going to make that a thicker line. Start pulling it up and down. Now, when coming in with the black, this is the area that you guys can start to get more of the detail. Start throwing in some more shading and onto the beach, a little bit more texture, give it a little bit of stippling for that sandy kind of look. You can even come in and start breaking some of this, adding some more lines, especially right here. Just kind of play with the lines, see where you want to add a little bit more of a rocky kind of structure, and just come in and add it. As Bob Ross says, this is your world. Tina. Curvy people. I missed something. Who was at the door, by the way? Oh, making fun of the tapping. Just gonna get some black on my glove. I'm trying to shadow this area, and then we're gonna come back and add a little bit more definition. Beach. Where is it? I'm going to cheat a little bit and use some paint. Just gonna get a little bit of black on here and lightly tap in where I want more shadowing and shading on the beach. Now the black I'm using does have Floetrol and I think just Floetrol in it. It's just easy to blend it out without it being too opaque. And I'm just gonna come along here and do the same all the way up and down the beach. I want coffee. Gotta be good. Gotta be good. No. Gotta tell myself I want tea instead. That's what I want. I want tea. Unsweetened green tea. I'm down 35 pounds and I can't give up now. I have another like 35 to go, so I gotta be good. Gotta be good. No chocolate, no tea, no fun things, no happiness, no. We're gonna use a little bit of the, where did I put it? Oh, here's a new one. The PBO acrylic marker in black. And I'm just gonna come along. We're just gonna define where the water is and the beach meets just a little bit more because it kind of gets lost. There we have it, a little island for now. Till I decide to come back later and so what do you think, Christina? Do you hate it? Christina's staying like quiet. I just had to get rid of that big white triangle that was on it. And I just felt like it needed something. I'm leaving the rest of it exactly the way the pour was. All the color that came out of it. Oh, monk fruit, Nancy. Yeah, I like monk fruit, and I'm weird. I like stevia. I know a lot of people don't like stevia. I wonder what is around the corner. All right. Move these guys out of the way. They're so cute. So you guys aren't here forever. We are going to play with these. I already applied the relief on one. We're going to do the PVO GDO onto it. And then I have the other one that we're just going to apply the relief, and I can just show you guys how it goes down. And what's great about this stuff is, say if you have a painting like, oh, I don't have any around here, but the paintings that when they dry, they get those like kind of cracks in them, or the little separations in the paint, and you get that texture. This stuff is so cool to come in and like fill in those cracks, and you can create like something really cool. And it's kind of like the whole in Japan, the Japanese, where they fill the cracks in with gold, and instead of trying to hide the imperfections, they bring it out with gold, because that to them makes it more beautiful. It shows history. It shows that it's been places, and I don't know, they find beauty in the flaws, and they make them gold. So that's kind of the idea. Do you resin that again after you embellish it? So I didn't sand that last one down, Melissa, so I'm not sure how well resin will stick over it. I should have sanded it down like Christina told me to, but I didn't. I didn't lightly sand it. And Christina's laughing at me probably because I didn't sand it down. But let's go ahead, and we're going to put the relief down on this one, move it aside, and I'll show you like why, like where I'm placing it, why I'm placing it there, and then we'll go in and add the gold onto this one, because it's going to take forever to dry and we won't be able to do it in the live. That's why I did one ahead of time, all set up for you guys. But grab this. So I'm going to come in and follow some of these lines that are naturally created with the paint pour, and we're just going to come in and just follow some of them, kind of make it look like it's cracked through those areas. And it's what I did with this one. So let's get started. Ooh, that wants to come out quickly. There's like an air bubble in that first grouping. Bring it up this way, and then we're going to bring it back down. The other thing, this stuff, just even if you use the other PVO GDO, which comes pre-colored, it's not as chromatic finish. It's not as shiny as this one will be, but you can still come in if you're not comfortable waiting or in a hurry, because this one sets up in like 5 minutes. But it just adds like a lot of interest and texture and everything to your paint pours. So if you're looking to just slightly change them, add something just to make them a little bit more, looking to class them up just a smidge. And like I said, I like to follow the natural lines. And I think I'm going to leave it right there. I kind of like where it all falls. Oh, not artistically random. I'm sure I missed a bunch of other people going to bed tonight. To everyone I missed. But this is just a fun way to add a little extra to it. Now let's go in and actually play with the mirrored look. This one's open. This one's open. For you guys, I'm going to start a whole new sheet. This stuff is so much fun. So I'm going to place the entire sheet. You want this side facing down, and you put it just like that. You want it to stick to the medium below. You can always come in with like a cloth or something, a sponge. You can even use a brush if you want, but we're just going to use this little cloth and we're going to roll it back and forth. Try to get both sides of the relief. Try to get into all the little areas. You can kind of see where the lines are, so it's easy to follow. I would pick a night that some football game's going on and everyone wants to watch it. Make sure that's all. There we go. So we're going to come in and apply just a little bit more pressure. I don't think I pushed hard enough. But once you feel like it's completely on, there we go. Just peel this part off, and I'll start to come in and reveal all the gold. Now I like to go back and forth if I see an area that needs a little bit more attention. But or that, Nancy, you could always use one of those. In time when I have money, I'll buy more little tools. Another thing I found that works if you guys don't have one of those, you can get a paintbrush, a little bit shorter bristles. So when you go and you can push, and it goes and pushes along the sides. You can even use the other side if you want. I still like the cloth. We're going to have to come back because there's areas that did get missed, but but it's just a fun way to add interest. Oh yeah, this is a product from Jerry's. I got it during the Art in the Carolinas while I was in North Carolina with Christina during the Jerry's Artorama show. It's one of the things that we did pick up while we were there. I know Christina has some, but she hasn't used it yet. She's been avoiding it. So the first stuff you want to put down is the relief. It's like a glue that when it's all set and dry, it'll go clear. And the one you want to kind of keep an eye on it for the first like hour or two. Make sure that it's all clear, and then you want to go and apply. You don't want this stuff sitting overnight because then it will harden and it won't. You can't use the actual like mirrored gold leafing onto it. So in like 2 hours from now, I'm gonna have to come in, make a mess, drag that back down. I'm gonna have to come in and do this off camera for you guys. It's a really big bump right there. There we go. I haven't looked at it lately. When I was at Art in the Carolinas, it wasn't. I think it was like 70% off at Art in the Carolinas. So I'll have to go on and check and find a link. Yeah, it's like it makes it really fun, and I wanted it on this color in particular, the gold, because it kind of reminds me of those like oh, what are they called? The things underwater, the not sea anemones, the other stuff. That stuff. The coral. Kind of has this fun coral kind of look to it. Let's see if I can't. Okay. Thank you. Oh, the brand is Pebeo. The collection is called GDO. So it's Pebeo, GDO. Same company that makes the paint pens that I've been using are Pebeo, and for artist marker, and then the acrylic marker. But that's just another fun little embellishing idea for you guys. I'm trying to, other than that last one, I'm trying to bring more simplistic, easier things for you guys onto my channel. I know a lot of my followers, I get a lot of complaints that they say they're not artists. Even after I tell them it's a muscle, you have to work it out, you have to continue with it. I get a lot of people who don't want to. It comes down to them not wanting to practice, it's them not wanting to continue to draw. So they want simple ideas, simple embellishments. My arm looks slender. Hold on. I just feel like it was really kind of blurry. So I'm thinking I like that, Nancy. That's a good quote. Let's get these guys out of the way real quick. Oh, you can even use that, like this PBO Judio. You can use that on your tiles, you can use it on anything, and you can resin over it. I actually resined over it on a couple of tiles. So you can easily resin over it, even though it is raised. You just have to do a second coat, or there's other ways around it where you can build it up, let it sit for at least 3 hours, and then come in and remove the tape and let it slowly roll over. It keeps it raised, but this stuff is easy to resin over. On Night Maria. Thank you for coming. All right. Yeah, it's getting that time. Almost 2.5 hours. I think we're gonna do just these two tonight, and we'll call it a night. Let's see. Gonna play a little bit with this. A little bit with the red. A little bit with white. Get one done real quick. So another fun thing that you guys can do is using fabric paint, the one that is a little bit more 3D dimensional fabric paint that stays bumpy and raised. This stuff is fun, especially if you want something, a simple idea to do, to fill in. Just going to create a couple of hearts. This was a Valentine's Day tile, so now when doing this, you want to build up a wall. This wall is going to be your friend. So another one right here. Now, initially, you're going to want to let that dry up first and get all hard and everything, but it actually resists the paint very nicely, so you don't have to stress if you are in a hurry and you want to get it all done at once. I actually did this with the Spider-Man. When I did that little Spider-Man for my nephew, same technique. We're just building up a wall. Good night, Kathy. So you can see the shadowing, everything. You want it pretty raised up, so you have that nice little walls created. And then you're just going to come in these little bottles that Christina sent me. They're amazing, and I actually have a bunch more on order from AliExpress because I had to buy more. I have to have like these little bottles in every color now. But you're just gonna squeeze, and you're gonna fill in. I actually got this idea watching those cookie decorating videos where they do the same thing. They build up a wall using a piping, and then they come in and just fill in using a thinner frosting. But it's the same idea. Super easy, not hard to do. You can even draw out or sketch out or anything your design first to follow with your three-dimensional fabric paint, and then after go in and just fill in paint by numbers. Pretty much married. That's where I got like the whole like idea was just where they were using the piping, and then you can come in and it creates those really fun. And then when it dries just like the paint. It'll be um, matte in the center, and the outline will still have a little bit of a gloss to it. Christina. That's good to know. I never knew that there was an actual title for that, but Christina was a baker, so she would know. And I want to try it, but I want to try it with the gold now. I'm kind of curious to see how this on relief, because it does go down just as thick as the fabric paint. But I know the fabric paint, whatever is in this, resists mixing with other paints. But I'm kind of curious if the GDO, PBO GDO, pre-colored the same. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh, it's so quiet. I started focusing on what I was doing. Then I heard like crickets chirping in my head. It's like, nope, quiet, have to talk. Chili cheese. I'm not singing it, Monica. I can't. I'm hungry. Oh, hi, Abby. All right. So I'm letting that sit for just a second. And we're going to fill that one in with white and then the arrow in with black. So it's going to be red, or black, white, and gold surrounded by red. So yeah, I have that relief nice and built up. I'm going to do the black first. Let's use this one, it's a little bit more fluid. I'm a little scared that it's going to start to mix and bleed together. The fabric paint has the polymers in it that resist water and everything else. So I don't know what this PBO GDO or the GDO Carne relief is made out of, but we will find out if this bleeds together by the morning. Everyone's talking about cookies and food, and I'm over here like, I need green tea. Green tea and detox pills. That's my dinner. Mm. Just gotta keep telling myself 35 more pounds to go. 35 down, 35 more to go. Ooh, I just realized this isn't white, this is pearl. So that's gonna be even more pretty. It's gonna have that pretty pearl finish. I definitely will let you guys know. So that's just another easy, simple way if you guys are looking to embellish something. You want to add a little bit of like that fun flair. As Christina called it in the baking world, it's called flooding, but you can do it with acrylic paints. Just look for a 3-dimensional paint like the Tulip Slick. It's a dimensional fabric paint. I've always used it. I've used it in a lot of my paintings. You can easily resin over it. You can varnish over it. It dries really nice. Or you can always use the PBO reliefs. Put your design down and flood the center with color. Puff paint. Puff paint should work as well. This one was called Slick Dimensional Fabric Paint. Doesn't say puff on it anywhere, so try puff paint. Just something easy, something cute, simple, easy. You still get all the fun texture of the paint pour behind it. And, oh, I was going to do, we'll do one last coaster for you guys. You guys want one more, or do you want, or no? Or do you guys want me to hold off on them until another video? yes, yes. It's all Monica saying yes. I wonder if I can tone down some of this light. I didn't realize how whitewashed. I can't wait to get my Canon up and running for live. I found a way that I don't need an expensive connector, but it's using the Wi-Fi on the camera and connecting it to the Wi-Fi here and running it that way and streaming. So I'll have to play around and hopefully get it up and running, but it'll have a lot better detail and visual and color and everything, because I didn't like, after using my Canon the last couple videos and coming back and looking at how my camera is on my phone, it's so whitewashed. It's so, like, there's a lot more detail and color to these in person, and my phone just makes it look extra meh. Well, it's not the light, because I have a lot of light in here. It's just this. It's the phone right now. I gotta play around with the Wi-Fi a little bit more on the camera and my laptop and get it streaming that way. Alright, so we're gonna play with this one. And like I said, I wanted to continue on that succulent train. So we need that one for the pottery. We're gonna go in a lot more detail on this, like I did with the oil pastels. This one. Gonna bring in some of those purple fun ones as well. And this one. Hi, Mom. Oh, sorry you're not feeling well. Alright, so the colors that we have, going back to the burnt sienna, we are going to be using 3 of the Winsor Newton, one in purple, silver, and this one is gold. Then we have the PBO Judio and, or not the PBO, the Ohuhu marker in pink, which we'll be using near the end, because we're going to lay down our Liquitex first in the bright green, the fluorescent green. Come in, we're going to add some detail in with the Liquitex in the hooker green. We're going to lay down a base in the artisan purple, and then come back and add some detail, the purple from there. So let's get going. So We're going to start with those fun, thin, rounded ones that kind of, they're long and thin. I have no idea succulent names, so if you know, leave a comment. Let me know what they're called, the different types. Let's add one of those, then we're going to come in. So I'm just right now getting the green all placed where I want it. Now we're going to come in, while that's drying, we're going to come in with the Artisan Purple. Oh, night, Mom. So I was trying to see what you guys were talking about. I was at like what, 230,000, something around there. I think I needed like 10,000 more minutes. I don't know how many hours that is on the top of my head. So with the purple, instead of filling it all the way in, so I can still see the lines I made, I'm just going to shadow behind them, so it still defines where each leaf is. And then that way when I come in with the lighter purple and some highlights and the pink, I can still remember where I placed all these little petals. So it's kind of fun having the succulent kind of fall over the edge. You don't have to really worry about that side either then for the little bowl that it's going to be in. It's going to round that out. I'm just going to make this into a little terracotta bowl. I do recommend having a mixture, like I was saying earlier, of the larger paint pens and the smaller paint pens because it saves you on doing what I'm doing. This is only a 0.7, and when you have a large space you want to fill up and color in, it takes a minute. Yeah, I probably could have had a lot more hours already if I did longer videos. But I like out of all the research I started doing, and the average watch time is between, I think it was 7 to 15 minutes. Videos seem to do better within that 7 to 15-minute range. So I've been trying to keep my videos edited down into that range. If you watch some of my older ones, the first videos I put out, they were like 30 minutes long. Just trying to let it flood out onto the tile real quick so I can just spread it out. So it has that nice highlight to it. Sorry, I'm just reading your guys' comments real quick. Naughty things from Alan. When it was, oh yeah. Uh, so it's kind of hard to see this color because it's blending in with that. So let's come in while these are still drying up a bit. Let's come in with black. Not that one. Hi Giz, I didn't even know you were in here. I think that's why all the research, Christina, says to keep your videos short. Below like 15 minutes is what I think it, like the top said, because people don't have the attention span anymore. Sunday morning cartoons ruin that. All these 15-minute cartoons, people get used to videos being 15 minutes long, and if it's longer, then it's tedious and no one wants to watch it. And the whole psychology behind it, and it's like, ugh. It's not like the good old days. So we have some height going on there. Let's come in and add a little bit of the gold and dots to make it look like rocks a little bit. And then we can use the acrylic fine point to round these out. This makes it look like those little stones that you see inside succulent pots. All right, now we can come in and actually start adding color to these. I'm going to start with these big rounded ones. One of these days I'll learn the names of all the succulent plants out there. Once again, we're just coming in with the green, the darker green. This is becoming the highlight or the low light color. Anywhere that there might be extra shadowing. Then you can come in with the pink. I don't have a salmon. But I do have this pink, so I'm just gonna come in and lightly brush up just the ends. And one more time with the darker green. Now we're just going to try to blend that together because that pink is supposed to fade into the green on these plants, but kind of hard to do, especially when you don't have the right color. We'll do one plant at a time. So I'm going to come in now with the black and the acrylic PBO. Since it is a fine point, and we're just going to outline and detail a little bit. Oh, with everyone that's still left, if there's any of the songs that you guys liked from any of my previous videos that are all royalty free, let me know or go and comment on those videos and I can download them, and then that way I can have them lightly playing in the background on lives. Otherwise, I'm just going to go and pull as many as I can. But I know some of you like certain songs, like the music from some of them, and I can easily just go and pull that music and have it ready to play. So let's see if I can show you guys where we're at. Let's get these two done real quick, and then we'll move on to the purple. Christina likes all of them. We're going. I'll have to look for that one, Shelly. I'm trying to think of which one it was that you liked the music. I think it was the coffee one that you commented on. there was somebody that used to follow me, used to comment all the time. They only liked the videos with no music, and then they stopped following me because I kept adding the music in the background. I can't remember, but somebody absolutely hated music in the videos, and so now I'm kind of weary. I'm like, I wonder what you guys all think about the music, because I know Christina, you don't use music in yours unless it's like a musical where you just don't feel like talking in it. But I know there's some of you just don't like the music, and if you let me know, I can try to do videos without. I don't know, maybe it's my youth. A lady always told me that I worked with, that my youth got in the way of achieving. She was a hoot. So that's where it's at now. Now let's take care of this. I'm going to come in and on the tips, we're just going to throw in a little bit of pink before we put down the purple. Oh yeah, Christina, you used to get the ones that would complain about the music too, didn't you? So I always wondered that, Roxy. Why don't they just mute the music instead of complaining about it? But well, all I know is the people that used to follow me that didn't like the music. I don't know if they're still following me. I never went to go look, but I do know that they don't comment on any of my stuff anymore. So if they didn't want to follow me because of my music, then so be it. I don't know. I want to create stuff that you guys will enjoy, but also that I can be proud of. And I try to think of things that I would enjoy watching as well. And it's just, yeah. I'm always trying to like make my videos just entertaining. Something you can learn from but still enjoy watching. throw in a smidge of green to some of these. So the fun thing about succulents is the colors they pick up. And certain ones, if you plant them next to each other, they start to change color, which is fun. So all I'm doing is adding a little bit of green into there. Now let's add the detail. Well, I noticed there's not a lot of artists on YouTube in this community for paint pouring that really go in and like fully explain embellishing. I know we have artists like Anne Marie. She goes in and she shows some stuff, but it's one video out of every 40, 50 paint pour videos, and some great ideas. And it's just, but there's so many other like ways to embellish and things that you guys could do and everything. And I'm trying to make my channel to give you guys ideas on, like I said, just fully making a paint pour yours, not just 100% paint pours all the time. Nothing wrong with people who do 100% paint pours. Let me correct that. I just want my channel to have the true mixed media vibe going on. Kind of like drawing with Jazza, or trying to think of some other artists out there who have that whole fun, quirky, all kinds of mediums. Yeah, it's like Christina's. Christina's is all paint pours. She adds some jewelry and stuff, but she really shows you in detail how to do it, how to prep, how to make the best out of it. I think that's why I claimed to her channel. It was like she was showing the needles and the taping and the preparation on top of the paint pour itself and what goes into it. It's not just mixing paint, throwing it on a canvas and calling it a day and wondering how it turned out after. She goes back and she shows you that this is how it dried, this is where it's at, this is what the back looks like, this is why we tape it off, this is, you know. I still think, Christina, if you're still here, that you should do a whole thing about like the prepping and everything. Maybe even have your own book. Make your own book out to put out the ins and outs of acrylic pouring. It's very reminiscent of that oil pastel. Now that I look at it, I kind of went in the same direction. like my setup, Monica? Well, I do my videos that way where you have the explanation at the beginning, what you're going to do, what we're trying to accomplish in this video and everything else. And then there's 100 videos out there watching people slowly pour paint. And even though that is the whole premise of it, there's a lot of parts of that that just don't need to be slowed down. It's important to have them in the video, but watching them slowly pour out paint, it's boring. After 10,000 videos, it's boring. So I try to break that, like the climax, down into the three parts: the beginning, the climax, and then the end. The end showing you guys the result, what came of it, what we did. And you can still go back and watch a time lapse of me doing it, but it's like you can see at the end the result. Just catching up on all the comments real quick. Exactly, like Christina just said, she likes teaching the layering of the colors and everything, and like your channel is targeted to especially like the beginners who are coming in and finding this medium and creating a, learning to create using this medium and how to layer and what colors do what. And your channel is completely geared to that, and that's why it does so well. That's why so many people come to your channel and stay with your channel. And I'm trying to make my channel like step where I still show the paint pour process, but at the same time, what you can do after, what can become of paintings and everything, and how to just take it a little bit further. Like when I started doing the borders on all of my canvas and everything, and then just taking it and making it into something like a little bit further than just leaving it as a beautiful paint pour. But like you always say, Christina, it's like my art background. It's my schooling, my everything. While I can't leave a paint pour, I'm like, I see what else can come of a paint pour. What like these. I love the background. I love them as a background, but on their own, they're just kind of like, oh, that's cool. It's like I don't know. For me, when it comes to my paint pouring, I like to just take it one step further. And like you always say, it's my art background that kind of dictates where I go and why I can't leave good enough alone. 500 of these, Melissa. Melissa, how about you come and we'll make them together? We'll make 500 of these together. Just we can come do a collab and make a ton of these tiles and then come and embellish them. Sound good? Well, that's another reason I love this like community is what we can learn from each other. Like I'm always learning to improve my paint pours, and I'll go and watch a new video that Monica puts up or Christina puts up, and they go and do something that I didn't think of before, or I'll watch how they tilt something off, and I see how it flows, and then I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like I gotta remember what they did there so I can incorporate that into what I'm doing, and that's why I clung to this paint pour community is just to grow and learn from each other. And then whenever, but like when I started off and watching all the videos and going on all the lives, and everyone was like, Nate, you have to come and you have to have your own channel. And I was like, okay. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know. But with all of that said, hopefully you guys took some more out of everything we did tonight. Hopefully you learned some new things or of new products, or I reminded you of products that you may have forgotten. Ooh, I should do a thing about stencils, shouldn't I, Shelly? I still feel like all my lives are a disaster, every single one of them. But I love all of you who show up and stick with me through my crazy. And look, I want to show you how it's going clear already. So over the course of the hour, it takes about 2 hours for it to fully dry. So you want it to go clear just like that. And then, so all the white is going to disappear. And then I can come in and add that. Oh, Night Mary. It kind of does look like a tree, doesn't it? I thought it was kind of like corally, but now I'm like looking at it through the screen, and I can see what you mean by it looking like a tree. But I have plenty more. I forgot to come back to this guy, but we'll do that on another video. And then I also have this little one right here that I want to do something on that I'm still lost to. I've been staring at this one for a while now, and one day I will have something for this. But yeah, if you guys have questions, leave them in the comments below or afterwards. And thank you guys again for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys are all amazing. Throw in some more little hearts for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.